All right, everybody. We are back with another.
Welcome.
We got Mr. Dustin Grahn. Dustin, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, man?
Yeah, what's up? My name's Dustin Grahn. I'm Geckosphere on Instagram. I don't know. I keep a little bit of everything. Do a lot of herping. I'm into like some wildlife photography stuff too.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some of that stuff. It's pretty nice.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I've been keeping. Let's see. I've had like animals my entire life. You know, everything from chickens and horses, pigs, sheep. We had a carpet python. Actually, I have him here. He's like 20 something years old. That was in
Damn,
my parents' living room growing up.
Super cool.
nice.
So breeding
Yeah,
bearded dragons in like elementary school and stuff like that.
nice. So where did this all this passion come from?
It's kind of just in my blood, I guess. My family's really into like all the animal stuff. Like my dad also had like 2,000 gallons worth of saltwater aquariums like in his living room.
God damn.
Yeah, so it's just always had reptiles, and he does landscaping. So he's always out in the desert. Whenever you find a cool snake, you bring it home for me to like play with for a day or two, and then go let it go.
Sounds
Yeah,
like my
yeah, that's
well,
nice. So what does your because you got a ton of stuff. So what does your current collection kind of look like right now?
A lot of Australian lizards. Got a few different Odatria, the dwarf monitors. So I got Gillen's monitors, Tristis, Ackies, and then got a Stores female on breeding loan. Got the long-nosed dragons, which are super cool. Actually, just got a clutch from those like a week ago.
Nice.
And then what else we got? I got a bunch of Agurnia, so the spiny tail skinks. I've got
Yeah,
Agurnia charlotta, the tree skinks, Hosmeri, Depresso, Stokes Eye. Then I do a lot of geckos, a lot of euglopherids, so the different eyelid geckos, so like banded geckos, some leopard geckos. A little too warm to keep like the cave geckos
yeah.
in here. I actually just I moved on all my Aussie leaf tails just because it was too hot. It was a struggle to keep
Like
them
you got rid of
keep them
them,
comfortable.
or are they going? It's just in a different room.
No, I sold them.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Damn.
it sucks, but
how do you like them, by the way? I mean, I know we're not going to
dude,
talk about how do you like them as a species, other
they're
than
so
having.
cool. I mean, they're just the crypticness of them is so cool. And personally, I like them. I don't know. I'm just kind of I'm pretty biased to Australia, but I like them better than like the
Your
the
Europe.
latest.
Madagascar stuff. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
playing.
I was stuck. I just went to Leafdale route myself, man. Jason, man. I went with the Madagascar route, but I was torn, man. Like, the Australian. I got to start somewhere. Do I go Australia or I go Madagascar? Where do I go first? And honestly, just because of availability, I chose to go with the Madagascar stuff. But the Australian stuff is definitely on the list, man.
Yeah, it's cool. I had Amicola, I had Cotty, and I had Salbros.
Nice.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah, then I've kind of moved on all my like New Caledonia stuff. I've got like a lychee here and some baby gargoyles that I produce, but I don't have any adults anymore.
Okay. So you started kind of like moving a lot of the stuff out. You just worked in some different projects, so you had to move stuff out to get stuff in.
Yeah, I had a lot of animals last year. I think at the height of my breeding season, I was at around 250, and so it took up just all of my time. And I'm trying to get out and do some more herping. That brings me a lot of enjoyment. Kind of
Yeah.
brings me. I mean, it's cool to keep all this stuff, but to go find it in the wild is just even better. And so I've been trying to focus on some stuff where it's a little bit easier for me to get out. Collection kind of just I can just turn the lights off or whatever and leave for a couple days, and everything will be fine.
Nice.
Trying to get into some more like hardier species, but still
Mm.
got some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Australia
But
is the key, man. Australia
yeah,
probably is the hardiest animals on the planet. Christ.
yeah, especially where I'm at in the desert.
Yeah.
How far are you two away from each other?
2
Like
hours.
2 hours. Yeah.
So you really have pretty much the same climate, though, right?
Yeah, they're a little warmer,
Oh, really?
about
You're
10
in.
degrees. I mean, 10 degrees
Yeah.
warmer.
Ah, Jay.
Huh? What's that? Oh yeah, I told you I'm in the asshole of Arizona, man.
Yeah, dude, I
Fucking
work
just
in
not a shit.
Phoenix. I work in Phoenix too, and I hate it. It sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are you gonna be part of that crew that's going to Australia? in October?
Not this year. I might go next. Maybe. I mean, it's pretty expensive, so
Oh yeah,
probably
definitely.
not. Something happens, I'm going.
For sure. All right, so we're actually here to talk. We're going to be talking some local kind of geckos, right? Of the North American style, Coleonyx. So, how many species of Coleonyx are there, and like which ones are really representing the hobby?
Yeah, so let's see. There's Coleonyx variegatus, the desert banded gecko. That's kind of like the most common one that I guess not in the hobby. The most common one in the hobby is Vitratus, the Central American banded gecko. Those are pretty commonly imported from like Costa Rica and stuff like that. And then yeah, variegatus will also be pretty popular. There you'll find a lot of wild caught ones available, like on more park
Yeah,
or in Arizona, California, maybe New Mexico too. And then there's Coleonyx brevis, which is the Texas or Texas banded gecko. They're pretty cool. Those are also available in the hobby. Not so much. You don't see them as much as the other two, but they're still there. They're cool. They're like probably one of the smallest species of Coleonyx. They
okay.
don't get very big. Um, then what else is there? There's elegans, which is also available in the hobby. The Yucatan banded gecko. That
Yeah,
one's my favorite that we can keep. Those are really cool. They're bright, vibrant colors when they hatch out. They dull out a little bit as they age, but they're still like really intricate patterns. Really cool.
yeah,
Those ones aren't so available. I know a couple of people have them available in the United States, me being one, but far and few between. And then you got Coleonyx reticulatus, which super rare in the hobby. The reticulated banded gecko, they're really cool. They're down in like southwest Texas, kind of by Big Bend, and then they range down into Mexico as well. But they're like a large banded gecko. They're close to leopard gecko size.
oh yeah, about to say yeah, about the size of a regular leopard gecko.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
we started getting into like the Mexican species, which is Swataki, Coleonyx Swataki, which is protected, so it's not available in the hobby. But you can find those in extreme Southern California and down into Baja, which is a dream find for me. I think next year I'm going to spend a little bit of time in Baja to try and track those down. And then there's one more, Coleonyx fasciata, which is super cool. The black banded gecko. Those are down in like southern Sonora, Sinaloa, stuff like that. Those will never be in the hobby,
I can't believe there's that many.
at least legally.
Right.
Bro.
So, which ones do you keep?
Right now I have variegatus and I have elegans, so the desert banded gecko and the Yucatan banded gecko. I've worked with brevis and I've worked with metratus before, and I've bred those. I like these two. I got some cool locality variegatus, some local stuff, and then some variegatus used to be broken up into different subspecies too. So like
Oh,
there's 6 or 7 different subspecies of them. It's all
okay.
sunk now into just one. But I've got some Utah ensis, some Utah banded geckos too.
Nice.
Wow,
So, what
you're
is
things, man.
Yeah,
That's
go
awesome.
ahead.
No, I was just giving him a compliment, man. He's super
Oh,
knowledgeable about it. I've never gotten a chance. I've always been curious about this species, but I've never really had anybody that I guess I trusted enough to put my faith into. Like, you're like, that's cool, man. You can name all the species, where they come from. You're breeding them, working with them. That's super cool, man. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
I used to find them all the time when I was a kid, and like it's just so cool to see this fragile looking little lizard just in like a harsh desert environment.
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So, what does their natural habitat look like?
I mean, it varies species to species because you got some
Yeah.
tropical stuff,
So,
some
for the
desert
ones that
stuff.
you're keeping, what do their habitats
Yeah,
kind of look like?
variegatus desert banded gecko is desert dry. You can't. I've kept them on paper. Loose substrate's a little bit better, especially with the breeding females. Just give them a little bit of a moist spot so that they can lay their eggs or do like little shallow deli cups for
Okay.
lay boxes. And then lots of hides. So I keep them in racks too. You can
Okay.
they do really well in like bioactive vivariums or any
Okay.
kind of display cage you want to do. Then the elegans are just a little bit more tropical. So I sprayed them down, make sure that their humidity is a little bit higher.
Okay. So you would probably say maybe like elegans might be a little bit of a better candidate for like bioactive since they're a little bit more like subtropical.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Desert bioactives are kind of hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Anytime I've tried one, every plant died. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm over that. Yeah.
So being that you said you kept leopard geckos, and leopard geckos are obviously one of the most popular geckos in the hobby, what would you suggest to someone that may be looking at some of these Coleonyx in comparison to a leopard gecko? What would your pitch be?
Yeah, variegatus is like pretty much the same pair. There's minor nuances that are going to be different, size of cages, size of food, stuff like that. Because you're dealing with a gecko that's 3 inches compared to 7 inches, 10 inches. But yeah, variegatus is basically the same. They basically do the same niche here that a leopard gecko does in the Middle East.
Very
Okay.
cool.
Yeah. So can you maybe? I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but maybe the differences between a breeder setup and a keeper setup.
Yeah. I mean, a breeder, they're going to be pretty, try to be pretty
Smart.
streamlined. Yeah. I do a little bit of both. Like, I have them in tubs, but there's like springtails and isopods in the tubs. No live plants, but I just have lots of cork stacked up, just lots of places for them to hide. I try to keep it simple so it's easy for me to clean too. So I got a lot of
Mm-hmm.
animals in here, but as a breeder, I still don't necessarily need to go to paper and plastic hides and stuff like that. I think, especially with like these smaller geckos, it's probably more beneficial to have loose substrate.
Okay, nice.
Well, these are burrowing species. I mean, I know there are a bunch of different species. Do they burrow?
Yeah,
Look
not
for
necessarily burrow, but underneath cover.
Okay. So what was it? So like you even in like your breeder setup, you're still putting like springtails and isopods for them and everything
Yeah,
like
it helps.
that. Okay.
They poop a lot. It just helps
Yeah.
keep that skin smell down.
Do they do any like Ant was asking about the digging and stuff? Do you see them forage or anything? Is that
Oh yeah,
another?
definitely. I love that's pretty much what I get the baby started on too. Is just isopods.
Okay,
I just
nice.
scoop
Yeah,
them out
I was
of
gonna
whatever cage I see a bunch in and just sprinkle them in there because I kind of had trouble getting the elegant started when I was like first starting to breed them. I think I lost every single one my first year.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I just couldn't get them to eat, and then I just started doing everything I could. Bean beetles. What else were we doing? Peanut beetles, stuff like that. And isopods, and they really, really They really seem to go for the isopods more than
Okay,
anything else. So I just seed it whenever I throw them in there now.
nice.
And then usually they kind of get the hang of hunting and stuff, like catching those isopods, and then they'll start taking crickets. So probably.
Okay. And which isopods were you doing? Like just like the whites or just anyone
The
that you
ones I
had?
caught in my backyard.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear.
I don't
There
pay.
you
I don't
go.
pay for wood. I don't pay for leaf litter, isopods, any of that, dude. I just go get it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I used to do the same thing when I would take my trips up north to like
Mm-hmm.
Prescott Valley, go to the forest over there. Same thing. I'm getting bags full of leaves.
Yep. Yep.
I'm bringing my deli containers and filling up with isopods. I bring a trash bag, start putting all the leaves in there, and then I go home, start boiling all the leaves,
See, I don't
cooking
even
off all the.
do any of that, dude. I just throw it in. I mean,
Yeah, I just don't.
I make sure there's not a bunch of ants.
Yeah,
Ants are going to be your number one problem. But I mean, if there's a spider on there, like my lizards are going to eat the spider.
yeah. I just don't know what all like because some people. I'm saying some people are assholes and like smoke and put the ashes
Yeah.
out. So I don't like if this is your backyard, it's your backyard. You know what's going on there. Going to a public
Yeah,
place a little bit
I think
different.
if I'm far enough way out, I don't got much to worry about.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I got friends with property down here, dude, and I can get manzanita for free.
Oh,
And
nice.
people pay so much for that wood.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
awesome.
Like I said, I just go to the forest, start
Mhm.
getting all the sticks that are off, give me some thick branches, give me the skinny ones, and I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
what can I use this for? All right, that's gonna go in my tokay tank. All right, these ones gonna be for my stropheres. This gonna be for that. Yeah, you start just getting all kinds of ideas when you go up there.
I've got some collar lizards set up outside, and
Oh, yeah?
I remember I came back with like 200 pounds of rocks, like in my truck, just for that cage.
That's awesome.
Nice. Oh yeah.
I do myself too, man. I'm always looking in nature for something I could use in a tank, something that crosses those, bridges those gaps, something that may be there that I could find here, or something that's local. I mean, like you said with the stones, man, if you're going to put a stone in your tank, there's nothing like going and grabbing a stone from an actual pond versus me going to a pet store buying this sun bleached, chemicaled out, spotless stone. I'd rather one with all the microbial crap growing on it and the moss and the stains. Give me the stone that's seen nature, you know?
Yeah, dude, a lot of that bacteria is beneficial for the animals too.
Hell
Like, it's
yeah,
gonna
it is.
help.
I don't
If
understand
you're
what
doing bio, if you
the healthy
like,
bacterias, you know? They
yeah,
need, almost in a sense, you know, to sum it up, but they need bad bacterias to keep a healthy load of good bacterias. They you know, just like there's bad mice and lice and type of, you know, there's good ones. You know, these animals have lots of things that, you know, keeping them in a sterile environment and situation is scientifically been proven not to be healthy for them. You know, like
yeah,
uh, it's cool. It's cool to see that people are open about it. At least you're open about it. Some people are like, oh, I'd never do this, and I would never put a branch from outside in my tank. I got fucking $6,000 lizards, man, that are chilling on shit that I pulled out of the woods myself. Like,
yeah. I think it's funny too. Like people are setting up bioactive cages and then boiling all their microfauna off their leaves
retarded.
to pay for microfauna to put it back in the cage.
Now, there's things, you know, obviously you don't want to bring in mites, you know, you don't want to bring in ants, like you said, but you
Yeah,
gotta try to get them, right? Unless you're, you
yeah.
know, mites, what do you, I mean, unless you're
Well,
pulling a
snake bites
bark,
aren't native to the United
that's what
States, so
I'm saying, dude. You're not gonna
you're not gonna
find,
get snake bites. Yeah.
you're
Okay.
not gonna find the things that you should fear. You know, we're not. But
Oh, yeah,
it's cool.
sure. So, let's talk about some breeding, right? So, how long does it take before they're mature?
They could probably start breeding like within their next season, so like about a year.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
so
they grow pretty
fast
fast.
as like a picta and a leopard gecko,
Yeah.
because leopard gecko
hmm
is almost the same. They could breed in almost about a year or so. And then, so do you have to do any like hard cool downs, or are
So
you doing any hard or soft cool downs?
yeah, so I cool my entire room down.
Okay.
I just open a window when it's winter time and let it get down to 50s, at night. I still supply heat during the winter, so not
Okay.
as much. So my daytime temps are mid 70s to low 80s, so stuff can
hmm
still recuperate from those low temps, but I think that low temp at night is pretty important for a lot of stuff breeding.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, just like with the strokes and all them stuff.
hmm
Like,
And
gotta give
that's why I
them
just
like.
do the room, you know.
Oh yeah,
And so
yeah,
all the babies are getting cool, everything's getting cool.
yeah. So during the daytime, are you just doing like an ambient heat? Because you said like your room was like in the 80s, or does everybody kind of get like little hot spots?
Yeah, so I do. It kind of depends. Like a lot of the snakes are on ambient. A lot of my pretty much all the lizards have hot spots. Maybe
Okay.
I'll try to work like a cage position. So if there's a cage with heat on the bottom, and I want something to be a little bit warmer, I'll put that cage on top of the heat.
Okay. Yeah.
Just trying to play Tetris all the time and figure out
Yeah.
figure out how I can make it
Right.
work the best with the least electricity.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man. So when it gets into the breeding season, so how long does it? What's the gestation take for on a female after they successfully mated?
I think it's about 60-ish days. I'm not exactly sure. I don't even say the number. I don't really know from first breeding, but after you get your first clutch, it's about every 30 days. You start getting
About
eggs.
every 30 days. Okay.
Yeah,
So they're dropping every 30 days or so.
yeah.
Okay.
But
What
once
about
a month, I get.
okay. What about how long does it take for them to usually hatch?
60-ish days, 60 to 75-ish days. I just incubate them
Okay.
at room temp.
Okay. Nice. And you said it only takes about 60 to 65 days for that to hatch in room
60 to
temp?
75 days, yeah.
60 to 70. Okay. That's still pretty
Yeah, it's
fast.
pretty quick.
Hell, it takes almost like it's about 70 to 90 days for my chihuahuas, and that's in like 82-degree incubator. It
Yeah,
takes
wow.
forever. Man. So what medium are you using for like when you're incubating them?
I don't really have a favorite,
Just use whatever you got?
yeah, I really like, and I have a bunch of different stuff because my snake eggs all mostly perlite. So I
hmm
guess for most of the lizard eggs, I'm mixing vermiculite and perlite. So
Okay.
I like that.
Nice.
I like the airflow that the perlite gives,
hmm
but the vermiculite will like hold the eggs, the little tiny eggs, a little bit better and help keep them from rolling around. And
Oh,
most of the geckos I just do straight into the medium.
okay. Yeah. How big are those eggs?
But yeah, about that. Like,
God. Yeah, a little bit bigger than a Tic Tac. Okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
And there's
Are they,
no morphs in these, right?
Yeah, so in the variegatus, there's leucistic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not super common here. It's pretty common, which is funny. You know, American gecko was found. The first one was found in the United States, but it's not super common here anymore. But
Yeah.
there's some decent lines for it in Europe. And then
Okay.
a couple years ago, someone found like a patternless one and was trying to breed it. I was trying really hard to get it. He found it in Arizona.
Oh,
Then
shit.
he moved away, and then he tried to sell it to me for like $2,000. I was like, I'm good.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, new morph, new money. Nah.
Yeah.
Oh man, like you said, you're keeping the babies just the same as the adults, right?
Yeah.
You get the
I just
same
keep them
meat,
in.
just a smaller size.
I keep them on. I keep them on ambient. I think this is an I-10 rack, the reptile basic I-10 rack. So it's like the little tiny tubs.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just keep them in that with a loose substrate. So like a sandy, what is that? The not topsoil, but peat moss, like a sand peat moss
Oh,
base.
okay. Yeah.
No, like a bunch of sphagnum moss and leaf litter and stuff from the hide under.
Okay. And so do they all need like, or no, I know they all don't need high humidity, but are there certain ones that need more humidity than others?
I like to give kind of all my baby geckos a little bit more humidity, especially I have like 15% humidity, you know,
Yeah,
without a
yeah,
humidifier.
we
So
do.
it's just
Yeah,
they can dehydrate pretty quick.
yeah, definitely. Oh man. So let me ask you something. Why do you think these geckos will make a good?
Well, they won't make a good pet if you want something that's handleable. They're pretty skittish. But if you're looking for like a cool setup with little gecko that's going to be out and pretty bold, these are a pretty good candidate. Yeah, because let's see, when I first got the Elegans, I kept like when I got my first one, I kept it in like a little bioactive 10 gallon, and that thing was out all the time, dude. And I've got some buddies with the Central American banded geckos
Mhm.
as desk pets, and like you said, he says that they're out all the time and always tongue feeding them, and they're pretty cool interactive little geckos.
Yeah, oh, that's nice. Yeah. And what's the average price range for these? Because I mean, like I said, usually I see them wild caught and they're like 30, $35 or
Yeah.
something like that. What about like a CBB? How much would that be?
Let's see, my Trotters I was selling for like 50 to $100. Elegans, I think I have them listed this year for 300. And then Variegatus is like $100. Like they're not super expensive geckos. I think Brevis is like
No.
the same.
Yeah. Yeah, doesn't sound like they're. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy gecko to get, and I mean, like you said, you could do a nice little bioactive setup with them, and just put them on your desk.
Mhm.
What was if someone's gonna do a bioactive tank, right? What's like the minimum size tank you recommend for them?
Probably 10 gallon. You
10?
know, 10 gallon. I guess, especially for like a Brevis, which is pretty small, that's good. My Trotters are pretty big, so maybe you want to do like a 20 gallon.
Okay, yeah, nice. And you got anything? Let me just rush real
hey
quick.
guys, are they drinking mist? Are you misting them, or are you supplying water?
Yeah, so I have a water dish in with the Elegans just to kind of keep the humidity up a little bit more, but I also spray it, and I mean, they're in tubs, so I can't really see all the time, but I mostly see them drink from spraying. That's actually, I mean, that's how I water most of my geckos.
Makes sense. So they're obviously nocturnal, right? So I mean, you keep them in a rack. You're not. Would you suggest? Would it be beneficial if someone used UVB, or you're not getting any?
I don't think so. I've never seen one in the daytime.
Yeah, it's one of those controversial things, like people, suggest using UVB on like notoriously nocturnal Australian species of geckos at nighttime. It's like for what?
Yeah.
Like 0 cents, but some species, I guess, are exposed during the day. Like if you look at some Madagascar species or even New Caledonia species, yeah, they're hunkered down for the day, but they're not all in tree hollows. Some are getting exposed to UVB. So I guess in theory it makes sense, but I'd imagine these species they wouldn't. So you found them in the wild, right? How many of these species have you found in the wild?
Just variegatus. Yeah, just the local ones. I heard West Texas the first time this year, but we didn't see any of the Texas banded geckos. And then I
Awesome.
wasn't in range for the Ticuatas.
That's awesome. So when you'd find them, what type of places were you finding them in? How did you find them?
Yeah, they like kind of, let's see, more like foothills areas, like not in the mountains, but kind of at the base of them.
Yeah.
Rocky areas with lots of like loose rocks, like bigger loose rocks for them to get underneath. I found them in like floodplains, just underneath artificial cover. They're pretty general, like they're generalists, so they will take just about anything.
Did you take notice of anything they may be predating on under the stones with them? Did you see any type of bugs or anything that they're probably eating?
Yeah, a lot of isopods, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Is probably the right size.
I was wondering.
There's crickets and stuff underneath them that are probably small enough. And then we also have like sand roaches here that are these little tiny roaches that they're definitely going to be eating. Just any kind of smaller vertebrate.
Now, how about communally? Did you find any of them together by any chance, or were you always finding single individuals?
Yeah, sometimes I've found like an adult with a couple babies before. I think I've seen pairs together, but not necessarily like big colonies.
Yeah.
Together.
How do you keep yours? Do you keep them all single, or introduce them for breeding season, or how do you do that?
I've had the elegance together for 4 years now without any problems. Every once in a while, there's like the end of a tail snipped off, but I think it's happened twice. And then, yeah, same with the variegatus. I mean, I just separate if I see a female get a little bit too thin. I'll let her kind of recruit and then reintroduce. And they don't, with my cooldown, they'll kind of naturally stop breeding too. So I'm not really worried about them overbreeding.
Mm.
But sometimes in the breeding season, male can be a little
aggressive.
Gecko thing. So back to, I was curious, real quick. Are those eggs, Jay? I'll shut up in 1 second, Jay. It's back to you.
No, you're good.
Are the
You're
eggs
good.
hard shelled or are they soft shell eggs?
Soft shell.
They are. All right, cool. So you're not doing any crazy extra calcium supplementation or anything?
No, just normal. I'll switch between calcium with D3 without. I switch brands up all the time too. Just trying to get, every single one has like different macronutrients, so I'm trying to just get a wide range.
So how many like in a season, how many clutches are they usually doing for you?
Probably about 4 to 6.
Okay, it's not bad. Nice. Oh, someone left it. I had no issues. Sorry. All right. C. elegans. I have so many issues with aggressive males. Wally's saying something. What size enclosure does Dustin use for his elegans?
Is this like a 32 quart tub, I think?
Okay, nice. And so what I was about to ask, actually, I do want to kind of talk about some other stuff too. Because you said we were talking a little bit earlier, and you were saying that like your family pretty much runs that Tucson show. So how long has that been going on?
I think this is like the 3rd year or something like that. Yeah. My uncle, the guy who runs it, his name is Mark Wilson, and my uncle is like one of his original partners in breeding and this show at the beginning of it, but he passed away when I was pretty little. And so my family's just always been there to help run it every year, They're just set up there for breakdown. Now I've ended.
There you go. And how long's that show been going on for?
I think, what did I say, this is the 23rd year, 24th year, something like that.
Oh, nice. Some nice longevity. That's still longevity right there. So, nice.
Is it any one of those big affiliate, like an NARBC, or is it under any organization? It's just like a private show?
No, just a private show. It just happens once a year.
Awesome.
Yeah. You said you guys just moved to a new location. You said it's much bigger than your last one, right?
Yeah, it's bigger. We had a little bit of trouble last year with like the Wi-Fi went out, but a car hit like a pole, so it was out of our control. But
yeah, you can't do anything about that.
I think that was kind of the only issues that people had. But now we're out at the King County Fairgrounds, so it's a little bit bigger.
Nice. Yeah, definitely have to go and check that one out. So let me ask you some. I said, what have been your biggest like failures in this hobby, and like what have you kind of learned from that stuff?
All right, biggest failures. I don't really know. Blood pythons suck. I know that. Especially in Arizona.
Why is that?
They didn't really like my room setup in Arizona. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be like cocky, like I haven't failed. I can't breed spotted pythons. I know that. I tried to breed those for like 3 years in a row.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to get that more complete children's python butt?
Yeah, I go herping with the dude that wrote it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Why not use them for?
I did. Yeah, I don't know.
Damn. So they're like, no, we ain't gonna breed. Or is it like? Do you have any kind of clues on what's going on with those? Do you still have them?
No.
Oh, you're like, no, I'm over this.
Yeah, year 3. I struck out year 3, so.
Oh, okay. Oh man. Damn. So, and you got some?
Yeah, I mean, I could go on forever. You know what I mean? I keep
Keep
asking,
going then.
but
Go ahead and ask those questions, man.
let me see.
Well, while you're doing that, so oh,
How good would they be for? How good of a pet would they make? Would Coleonyx in general make for like a beginning keeper? Would it be something that's worth a new keeper going out and saying, I don't want to go mainstream and get a leopard gecko. I want. And I know you said they keep them similar, but I'm sure there's little minor nuances. But I want to go this route. I want to get that. Would they make an okay first?
Yeah, definitely. They're hardy little geckos. I mean, they have to be live out
what's
here, especially the desert species.
I was gonna say, what is their lifespan?
I would guess around 10 years. I don't know the
Okay.
exact number. Let's see. I think I've had these elegans for like 5 years now.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Have you ever weighed them? How big weight wise do they get? I know you said
Uh,
a
I'm
couple
not
inches.
sure. I don't really weigh my animals. I hate that. Oh, I hate that question. When people ask me like I'm trying to sell stuff. It's like I don't
How
know
much does
this
it
much.
weigh? Yeah. I was like, it's healthy enough to eat. We're good.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it just helps. I mean, from my angle, I mean, I could care.
yeah,
I don't know how much any of my stuff weighs, but I know in comparison to something, if I was to say, Dan, your average leopard gecko is 60 grams and your average onyx is 30, it would probably, I don't know,
Okay,
super
one
close.
second.
So how are those Chinese cave geckos?
My male is 14 grams.
He went
There
to
you
go
go.
weigh 'em.
All right.
Nice.
Well,
So did get a question in the chat. I know we kind of talked about it already, but they believe Wally asked, "Are you seeing or hearing of any morphs popping up?" I know we talked about the leucistic one, but there's maybe no other.
No, that's all. That's the only one I know.
And then of course, no. Wally was like, he's the same as you, Dustin, when it comes to not weighing the animals, just kind of just looking at them, seeing how they are. I know Joe Huff's the same way too, because he like,
Yeah,
no, I
just
don't weigh
going
everything.
off body
Just look,
composition.
yeah, making sure, do you look slim or do you look thick? So yeah, definitely, yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, I weigh probably like my chihuahuas, but everything else doesn't get weighed because they're so doggone small. Like intermediates, I'm not gonna weigh my intermediates. Sorry,
Yeah,
that thing's like this time as an adult is like this big. So I was like, all right, I kind of know what you look like already. Even like my Cilieras, I don't really weigh them that much, or even my Cerdadactylus. I was like, my Cerdadactylus like this big. So no,
I
they're
didn't mean
probably
health purposes. I meant weighing them as for comparison to something
yeah,
else.
yeah.
yeah.
Easier that everybody
Like
has an animal and they know how much, for argument's sake, their animal weighs. It help them relate to the size of this species, if you will. I don't
def-
I get it too. Some people are every month weighing their damn geckos. I
oh yeah. Some people are like that, no, but
care.
that's just them. So,
I mean, I could
like I
definitely.
said,
I don't weigh eggs, animals. I got a scale. It's got more dust on it than it's ever seen lizards. Like but so
yeah, because
as far as breeding them, do they have any like significant like breeding behaviors? You see them wave their tails, or do they do any head bobbing or calling or anything?
I've heard some chirping before, but I think it was more of the female telling the male to get away. But yeah, they'll definitely tail wag at each other for sure. But I haven't really noticed like head bobbing or anything like that.
right.
Mostly tail wagging.
I know we talked about the medium, and you said like you just do room temp. What's like where in your rooms are you doing this? Are you doing this in your reptile room where it's like 80
No,
degrees?
no, it's
Oh,
way
okay,
too hot here.
yeah. So
Just in my kitchen, it's like my dining area is like the coolest room in the house, so I just try to put it in there. I
okay,
keep my AC between like 70 and 72.
damn, all year round or
In the
summers?
summer, yeah.
God, I know your man. I know your bill is crazy high.
Yeah, well, it's just, and I got monitors in this room too, so I gotta like try and compensate to keep my house kind of cold,
Yeah,
at least bearable.
yeah. Um, so while I was asking, do they do the neck biting stuff too, like most of the other
Yeah,
geckos?
yeah.
Yeah. Now, have you ever seen any kind of crazy bites or anything like after any of that happened, or are they pretty like not
Um, I've
as
I've
aggressive
I've
as
noticed
some?
like a little bit of scarring, but it's nothing that's given me like any
Any
hesitation.
worries?
No, I
Okay.
have no blood. Like I haven't seen fresh blood, but just like little marks, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So nothing that's gonna be like, oh
Yeah,
man, I gotta separate y'all apart
I
or
haven't
anything.
even seen dry blood and stuff on it.
Yeah.
Just little nip marks.
Let me ask you something, because you got a ton of reptiles. Do you use a vet for anything? Do you have a local one out there or do you have to drive out here or something?
Yeah, no, I have. There's a fantastic reptile vet in Tucson, Dr. Mercer
Nice.
at Orange Grove Animal Hospital.
Yeah.
If anyone local is looking for even cats and dogs, he's great. Does a lot of the stuff, or was I don't know, I'm sure if they still do it, but was mentored by a guy that did a lot of that work for the Sonoran Desert Museum and stuff.
Okay. Nice.
But yeah, I mean, major stuff, or if I need antibiotics or anything like that, you know, I grew up giving shots to livestock, so I'm pretty
Okay. Yeah.
versed in
Yeah.
basic stuff.
Yeah. And you're
But if
comfortable
you
with that
have,
stuff. I know
yeah,
there's some
if you
people
are
that's
not
not
comfortable with
comfortable.
that, go to the
Yeah.
vet. You know, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Trying to give animals shots. Like, nah, I'm not finished. I don't like giving myself a shot, so I'm definitely not going to try to give an animal a shot.
Yeah, dude,
Freak
I used to have
myself
a
out.
Bronia, and it was when they were like all the wild stock stuff was coming in, and
Yeah.
I got some stuff that had like fungal infections, and holy crap, giving shots to those things was so scary.
Yeah. I bet, man. That freaked me out. Like, I remember I had to, because back in the day, like, my doc gave me all these injections. All right, just go ahead and inject it to your thigh. I was like, are you fucking crazy? I was like, I'd rather pay you to stick me with a needle than make myself do it. Nah, like, we ain't finna do this shit. Man. So, actually, let's talk about some strophears. How are yours doing? Um, do you still have the ciliaris?
Yeah, so I have Ciliaris and Williams Eye. I only have baby Williams Eye now. I sent some babies to a buddy, and he really really enjoyed them. So I was like, all right, like here's breed these next year. You know, take this adult pair. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm just down to the babies, but those are pretty cool. Then yeah, I have Ciliaris, which I think are my favorite look wise of
Yeah.
the available strokers here. But they're doing good for me. I got clutches, got a bunch of clutches for both of them this year.
Said, I know I kind of struggled with them last year. Like,
The
well, I just don't know if
Ciliaris,
it, yeah, I don't know if it was just the female or what, because she would, like I said, she would only drop like one egg at a time, and then half the time she just wouldn't even put it in. She would just drop, if it's a bad egg, she just drops it, whatever. It was all decrepit and ugly. And then, like I said, just after a while, I guess her body just couldn't handle it no more, and she ended up passing away.
oh man, that
So
sucks.
yeah, so I was like, it was a struggle with them. Like my intermediates, it's like clockwork. Like they breed like Cresties. There's
Yeah,
like
and
I gotta
I have
separate
noticed
them.
I have noticed that the Williams I've been much more stress free than the Ciliaris.
Mm-hmm.
I have kind of struggled with them a little bit this year more, uh, especially going out herping and stuff. Like I missed a clutch of eggs once and then was gone for a little bit longer than I probably should have been. So she kind of got a little thin
Mm-hmm.
after laying a clutch when I was gone, and so I just separated and fattened her up and then didn't get anything after that.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. It's. I'm hoping maybe this upcoming season, because I have a female that should be ready to go. So, and I still have the male, even though I got the male up for sale. But if no one buys it, it's
And
gonna
there you go,
put them
you got a
together.
pair. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. Like I said, I still got that one that male that I got from Joe, but he's not gonna be ready for like another couple years. So, but you know, and you got something?
Couple years. How long do those things? How long do you have to wait for them to breed?
No, like 2.5 years.
I had Williams breeding within I think 14 months or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's like the smaller ones are usually
Yeah,
pretty
a little bit
faster
faster.
because yeah, and then the bigger ones generally take longer. But everything I've read is like between like 18 to 24 months or something like that. Now I was just waiting for duds to pop out before I try to try to put her with a male.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I wait for with all the geckos.
Yeah.
Once I see a clutch duds, go ahead.
How are you running your setup on those, on your chauffeurs?
Yeah, they're right here. So
Okay.
I just have a UV strip across the top, and then little like nano bulbs for heat, and
Nice.
then thin branches.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's kind of
Who
just
made
like
your Who made your enclosure?
I think those are DW gecko pages.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's out in Texas, right?
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Not
I
sure.
know who it is. I just can't remember where they're from. But yeah. because I know I got the condo versions as well for most of my strophares, but I got it from the local guy out here. What's his name? Damn,
Yeah, those
I
cages
can't
turned out
remember.
nice too. I
Yeah,
remember seeing it.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad price, and I didn't have to pay for shipping. We just met halfway because I think he lives like in Casa Grande or something.
Nice.
Yeah. So what's your so you got Elegons and what else?
Variegatas.
Okay, variegatas. Now, what's the difference? What's the behavioral differences between those two?
I guess behavior wise, I don't think I've really noticed a significant difference. Because they're kind of still in the same niche, just in a different habitat. Both pretty flighty.
Yeah,
Both don't like to be held.
yeah. Okay. So did get a question in the chat. It said, "What fixture are you using for your UV? Like for those strophares back there?"
Yeah, I'm trying to switch everything over to Arcadia, but I've got a mix of Arcadia and Sugad.
Okay. Yeah, same here. Yeah. Are you trying to get those luminized ones, or are you just gonna go with the regular ones?
No, just the regular one. I just like the inner locking, like I can connect a
Oh
bunch
yeah,
to one
connect
plug.
them all. Yeah. That is so helpful right there. Like I do want to get those luminized because I think that effect of just slowly powering on and the light just gets stronger and stronger as time goes. I think that's definitely a cool thing. Like I said, because it's helping with their circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
Light and day, instead of just boom, blast
Boom.
right on.
Yeah.
Like and we we talked about this on, I forgot what episode we were doing, but you were talking about like boom, lights just come right on. It's like what the hell just happened, right?
It's
Instead
just
of like
mid-afternoon.
slowly, incrementally turning those lights on more and more. But it's definitely they're just hella expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think for like one, it's like 124, $140 or something like that. I can't remember, and that's just for one fixture. So it's
Yeah, I
like
have to sell
I got
half my collection just to get enough. So
just to put them on all the fixtures, right?
yeah.
That's the only reason I do like the linear bulbs, because I can cover more enclosures just with
Yeah, like
that
that.
one
I just have
fixture.
one, over the
Exactly.
occasion.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Yeah, I got that over. I have a condo with the Chihuahuas, and then I have a condo with Stropharis, and they all got the one bulb, one linear fixture, boom, good to go. So instead of buying like 6 different UV bulbs, just 2 makes it a little bit more, cheaper.
Yeah.
I do row lights too. I got those ones that connect together and stuff, but I run a UVB bar and a freaking LED bar for every 2 enclosures through this whole room. It's why wouldn't you? You're gonna go buy
Yeah.
freaking 12-inch ones, 18-inch ones. I mean, that's ridiculous. Or the little domes. I've been there, done that. I got a cabinet full of those stupid domes for all the balls. I used to swear I had to have them all individual. Stupidest thing I ever
Yeah.
spent, man.
I mean, domes have their place. I mean, I got domes because I got a spotlight on each of the Stropharis because they need their individual heat. And those are all dimmers as well, so it's not like crazy. They're not getting crazy heat. For your Coleonyx, do you put live plants in there or anything, or
No,
they're all in
different
racks,
times.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So if you were to do it, because I know I've seen some of your work is ridiculous. Like when you make your backgrounds and stuff for your
Thanks, man.
cages. No, yeah, that's dope. What kind of plants would you recommend for that?
So the elegans are kind of from like a dry forest. So like I use like some succulents kind of type thing, something that could be. It wouldn't mind getting sprayed a little bit more, but also doesn't mind drying out a little bit more.
All right. Okay. That's what's up.
That and then my Trotus. I mean, you do a bunch of pothos and easy stuff like that. Like house plants. Your variegatas and your breakfast are just going to be cactus and succulents and desert stuff.
All right. That's what's up. Like that.
I got a question about the Coleonyx. This is just a random question. You may not even have the answer, but I can only imagine in the wild, right? Being that there's so many, North and Central, South American species, that a few different species probably cross ranges, right? Would you say? Do you think there's any chance of hybridization? Do you think that they hybridize at all, or do you know if it's possible at all?
I don't think so. Let's see. There's overlap between variegatus and Spitaki. I don't. I mean, I've never heard of one. I think like Brevis and Variegatus might be the only ones that could, but they don't really overlap. Um,
Okay.
Reticulatus and Brevis overlap, but I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, I didn't think anyway. I just curious. Always
Yeah.
crossed my mind if two similar species live here, why isn't there like obvious amounts of hybrids? You know, like
Mhm.
just one thing I
Are
would say.
people doing it in the hobby though?
I
Have
hope
you heard
not.
about it? Yeah, no, that's I was going to say.
I never
Like,
heard of it.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's. I mean, it's the same thing when I said when I hear people say they want a hybrid like a chewy or something with a crested gecko. I'm like, no, it doesn't. They don't look great to me. Like I would think, like you said, I would think maybe more of a, like if you did like a Sarah to a Cressy because they're pretty much related instead of a
Yeah.
Chewy. Because like I just don't, yeah, I don't understand it. Like
Still blows my mind that
if there was like I said, we had this conversation before. Like if there was some scientific reason why you're doing it, cool, no problem. Get your data, get all that good stuff. If you want to do it just to do it, then you might want to rethink that thought. You know?
I tried.
Yeah.
I can't get it to work. I don't know how people do or what they do, but I tried it to the point where I'm no longer trying. I couldn't get it to work. I could not. I tried male Chihuahua, female crested, male crested, female Chihuahua. I got nothing but duds every time. Now I'm just like, and that's just because I did want to study potential, natural possibilities. Like I go OD with that type of stuff. If it's an option and a possibility in nature, I want to see why nature is not doing it, right? Because if it was going to be a stronger animal or a more successful species, then nature would make it happen, you would think, right? Nature would make sure that it happened. I know it sounds a little outlandish, but I just have a theory,
Well,
right? Nature
you know,
only the fit survive, only the strongest survive. And if that
yeah.
means species, joining and resting from there, evolving, if you will, then I think nature would make that happen. But you don't see it. As much as they come in contact in the wild, no one has ever found, at least to my knowledge, hybrid New Caledonian anything.
Yeah.
So much for that.
And I said, whenever people tell me like, well, if it happens in nature, I'm like, right, but we're not nature, right? We're
Yeah.
people. No, we're like
You're animals in a box.
yeah, animals in a box. So nature is not really there unless we put it there. But doing, putting two different species together, like I said, if there's some scientific data behind it that you're trying to figure out, that's cool. But if you're just doing it just to do it, I want to see what color comes out, or I want to see what the gecko looks like. There's plenty of samples already. So just look at those, like, all right, cool. And most of them are overpriced anyways, too.
Yeah.
They still are, man. I saw one today, $2,200.
Yeah, no, kick rocks.
Feral animal, right?
Yeah, but it's not
Yeah.
I mean, that high price point isn't necessarily a bad thing, in my opinion.
No,
Kind
you're
of
right.
keep
Well,
them,
it'll keep people from buying it. Yeah.
You're right. You're
And
absolutely
maybe
right.
it'll keep people from buying it and might keep that person from doing it again.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. But, so Dustin, what do you have like for this upcoming season? What kind of new projects you got going on, man? Because I know you got a ton of stuff.
Yeah, so my biggest gecko focus is going to be Nephris asper.
Nice.
Yeah, I've
Is
got a
that the one that you got
trio.
from Tinley last time?
Brandon got a male.
Oh, Brandon. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then I got a couple of females from a buddy, so we're gonna try it. He's gonna bring that male over before the winter, so I can cool it down here, and try those next year.
Nice.
I did pretty well with Oeder Kogarai this year, so it's gonna be another big focus.
I saw that army.
Yeah.
Dude, that is
I've
ridiculous.
got
That's crazy.
yeah. They're such cool little geckos too.
Yeah. I think those are my favorites.
I've got Oeder Fimbria girl that should be ready, and then hopefully the male will be ready too.
Damn.
I've got a trio of those. Yeah, I got a trio of those, so the other female is still probably 2 years out.
Nice. That is dope. Hell yeah.
And then snake, I got a clutch from my Barons racers and my Mexican pine snakes, but they both went bad during incubation, so I'm gonna really try those again next year.
Okay.
And I've got some like Alterna and some Pyring stuff. And then
What? So why do you think they went bad? Was it just infertile? or
Yeah,
you,
first year breeding for both of them. I had the pine sitting on top of a monitor cage, so I think the female was just too warm
okay,
during all of her cycles. And then the Barons racers, they kind of desiccated a little bit before I got to them,
um,
and I think I kind of overreacted and then got them too wet. So
oh man, I don't know. One of these days I'm gonna get in some snakes. Keep telling myself that, but
they're so much
I just
easier than lizards.
do. I've been looking at these like the rat snakes and everything.
Hmm.
They're starting to catch my eye. And I always hear what's called Mr. Bratz always talking about his locality rat snakes.
Oh
So
yeah,
I was like,
yeah. So locality stuff's pretty fun.
yeah,
Dog knocked the phone down.
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe soon I'll get some snakes. I don't know yet. I still got to work on these geckos. So and
I got a question real
oh,
quick. Why do you keep such a big collection with so many animals? Talk to us about your feeders. What do you do for feeding such a wide variety of animals? Do you breed your own? Do you buy in? How are you feeding all of
Um,
these you have?
really expensive, but luckily I have some pretty good friends, and I can get wholesale feeders, bugs or rodents, so that helps the bill a little bit. But yeah, just spend a lot of money. I breed some dubia and stuff like that, but I don't have time to do crickets. I've tried mealworms, but I end up just feeding everything off before I can get a colony started.
yeah, yeah. I feel you, man.
How many mice with all your animals?
Uh,
A lot.
yeah, not too much. I don't really feed any of the monitors rodents, just bugs, shrimp every once in a while, stuff like that. But especially with the little stuff like the gillons are too small. I mean, maybe a
Really?
mink, you know.
Yeah, those are considered like some of the dwarfs, right?
Yeah,
Or
gillons. Yeah,
okay,
I only keep dwarf monitors.
okay, yeah,
That's
The largest
awesome.
I have are Tristis, which are like 2 feet, 2.5 feet.
nice.
And they're every bit a monitor, right? They act
Oh
just like
yeah.
I've been hearing about them. My whole life, I've always had big ones, black throats, Niles. I always
Hmm.
had, crazy monitors, but I've always seen these little ones do it and been infatuated. Like they're so damn cool, man. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's cool, man. Super cool species in general. They're awesome.
oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, if I ever get a monitor, I want a King's monitor. I don't know why. Just
Yeah, Kingorm are cool.
yeah, Knorms are cool. Like, let me get that big ass setup with this little tiny monitor that still has monitor attitude, and just seeing running around is all crazy. Those would be dope, especially because they got leucistic, right?
Yeah.
And they got anything else in
No,
that one?
that's it.
It's
It's
just that one.
just
Yeah,
leucistic.
yeah. All right. Well, so, and you got anything else?
No, not a no. I mean, we're coming up on the hour anyway. I mean, if I get
Yeah.
into any topics, you know me, man.
Yeah, I mean, I said like 3 species. I think I have probably close to like 25 species here.
God, dog, man, that's crazy. No, I mean, that's something you love to do right there. So, as long as that passion's still there and you can still
Yeah.
do it, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, and I got pretty bad ADD, so I can't I don't know how people breed ball pythons, only ball pythons. I could not do that.
Oh yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I'm the same way. I can't just keep one species. I gotta keep multiple. It'll keep me going. It'll keep me just not. I'm not gonna say interested, but it'll keep that fire just keep going. I'm always learning, right? That's
Yeah,
my whole thing right there. Just always learning, always doing research. Because if you have multiple species, you gotta learn how to manage different setups, different atmospheres, all that good stuff, right? I said it because I got just like you got stuff from Southeast Asia. I got Australia, New Caledonia, Madagascar now. So I'm starting to hit all these different places.
yeah. I think I have North America, South America, Australia, Madagascar, definitely Asia. I don't know if I don't have. Oh, I have ball pythons. Africa. I've got something from every continent.
Yes, I got oh, actually, yeah, I'm actually about to get some African stuff because I got some. We
So
always talk
that
about
would you get Homodactylus or
Homophilus fasciatum.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
those
cool.
Tanzanian velvet geckos.
Yeah, those are really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, those would be dope as hell. And then I got like some Cerdactyls coming in. I got another Chihuahua coming in too. Um, but yeah, no, I said it was great talking to you, Dustin. Where can everybody find you at, man?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at gecko.sphere. Um, my Facebook's just like whatever gets posted to Instagram kind of gets posted there too. So it's the same thing.
Yeah. And then when is the Tucson show? Where because you're like I said you're vending it, so where can
Yeah, I'll be
everybody find
vending.
you there?
It'll be October 5th.
All right, cool, definitely. Well, I said it was nice talking to you, Dustin. I was glad to catch up with you, man. I said I'll be down there for Tucson to come see y'all and see how that show is, and see if I can pick some animals up.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right, all right. Appreciate that, Dustin. So you have a
Thanks.
great night, man.
Appreciate it,
Yeah,
man.
thanks. You too, guys.
All right, peace. All right, we are done.